like you see it, I finished the servicing my MERC. Yeah, and quite few things you need to readjust. That means if everything is okay, put it together, check completely everything in the engine. Not only the bag of spark plugs, it's nothing. Yeah, alright, don't forget connect the water. Yeah, have that. I changed the gauge. The polarization was different. That means we always have it. That means I know that for years, 30 years, maybe more, some idiots, they're talking differently. If we say that it's on number 4, when you set up the clock, not on number, I think there was a 2, yeah? 2 is for the 6 cylinder, and it depends where they're getting that bloody signal, because you will have 40 signals on a bloody clock. They will show you always more bloody revs. You need to be careful. That means you need to check it in here, check it in here. I got a snap-on. That means I check that with a snap-on. Make sure the spark plugs are properly fit, because from vibration sometimes coming off. You know, not the spark plugs, but the feeling in here, the rubber. That means the people, the racing and all that. It's nothing new, but it only people which they go in fishing that always put the tie wire on the rubbers in here. All bloody cylinders, alright? Now, where they like to start at, I changed not the filters, there was too much pressure from reservoir, the oil injection. That's a thing I readjust the pickup, like that is properly, even with a paper, tearing the paper. That means the people know that the service, when the servicing is nothing new, but those people, only people doesn't know that. They're putting the bloody thing, tight it up, that's it, it's okay, bullshit. They need to be properly adjust. I check the trigger, but at one thing I didn't check that the magnet in here, maybe something, I don't know, sometimes they're coming off. Be careful, because the magnet in a flywheel, it's glued in. That means sometimes you need to watch it. I passed it with the 2 engines, with the magnet was loose. The engine was not running properly, and now the engine is okay. Only the spring-loaded coil from vibration, sometimes the safety, the opening, can maybe put a stronger spring in here. You know, that means this spring in here on a bloody black marks, because that's supposed to stay. Sometimes, you see, it's too loosey that I need to tighten it up little bit, slightly, little bit, if they have not much movement. Because there's a small clip in here, not only this one is a locking, but the small one clip locking this one, if this one don't have a movement, like you see it, I can pull it, but as soon as you release it, I can open up, it's here. Some people don't know that. Many things some people don't know, So it means the choke and everything is okay. Now you can have a look in here, I readjust the carbies, all of them. All of them must be synchronized exactly the same. The same of the bloody petrol and everything, Everything must be correct, That's especially when I racing for myself. Independent racing. I only can go to this Aussie man. I need to contact him. Maybe his daddy, maybe him too. His son wanna beat the daddy's record. The fastest boat, Australian, the fastest boat. Daddy was around that time, which I remember, I think, not 510, 511, that's a bloody different, yeah? The same 510. You know that this the reporters doesn't know what is different between 5010, 5011. He ran 511 kilometers an hour. Yeah? The fastest boat, it's Aussie boat, and the Aussie engine. I love it. Alright, now we're starting again. Oh, I changed the catches, I repaired another one. Yeah. Got the hook, put a trigger in here. Open it up like this. Accelerate over 3,000 reps. You need to between 2,500 when you check it, the acceleration. When you put it on gear on the water, we'll drop it down. For Polish-speaking people tu zrobiony, serwis zrobiony, tylko musicie początek słuchać, przetłumaczyć sobie z angielskiego na polski. To do moich kumpli tutaj, tym, którym robię serwis. I'm doing the service for the only selecting people which they wanna very fast, like this, they at least fast half like me. Everything. Boat, trailer, dating, because I want to pass my record, speed record. And the rates, about them, close enough, 7,500 I can go easy. But I am scared to blow up the engine. Don't cut it yet. we open the synchronization of the carbies. It's a very important. Like here, it is a poof poof. Sometimes I getting that bloody thing because it's little bit too much. But when you're running over 5,000 revs, you need a lot of petrol. 1.5 when you open up, that's enough. Don't go any further because the later you will have a, if you're not running fast enough, that means it will not burn properly the fuel. It's practicing. Yeah, I know that from my experience. And the 1.5 it's enough. And then maybe on a six cylinder, that means what you got at 5, 6, you put it slightly. But you need to have a proper needles. The needles are very important in the carbies. Yeah, that means touch up, mark your bloody screwdriver and see where you go, how far exactly. If you got the new needles, yeah, that means you need to look after. Petrol is okay, injection is alright, it's a small color in here. Got another mine filter over there from the tank. That's a different clean petrol. Very important. Must be very clean petrol. Sometimes the people say the octans. No, the cleanest petrol. You need to very clean petrol. And the air, yeah, that means the air getting in here. Some people taking off that shit. They don't know. Yeah. Oh, you will see it. Take it off and then you will see it when you run it. Yeah, you will have all bloody moisture from the waves from the water. Anyhow, that's enough. Then that I am ready to go for testing. I put the different prop. I put this prop. That means you know that when you have a Russia gear, it's the sport gear. I got another one. This one is 18721 gear. And I prefer, actually, it's my opinion, that is, well, in that thing I know that you need to have a smaller pitch for the faster one, yeah, because they don't have enough power. We're losing the power when you're running faster revs, yeah? That means revs of the gear. Yeah, that means I prefer the 201 gear. I got it on my workshop and we'll put it in. I prefer. It's only, what is it? This one is only for the top end. What is it, the top end? I want to continue about the 10-15 kilometers in a one go, like from Patterson Lake to Montmartre and the backwoods, and it's beautiful. Beautiful, you can run it and only watch some people on the jet skis, because sometimes they want to push it too. I better give it up. They were going, what is it, 120 I think K an hour, some of them, yeah, 100, yeah. Even they got the turbo charge, that means 140. I go in more and that says, no, don't push me because you're gonna get killed in this bloody vacuum cleaner, yeah. They're using jet ski, we call that vacuum cleaners. Yeah. They're only noisy and have a big rooster tail. If I will put the rooster tail in here, is about a 3-story building from a prop, especially on the 201 gear. Yeah. Anyhow, that's enough. Yeah, some people asking, why you have that thing? To make sure when you stop at the boat, you know that how to start it. At least the wind will show you. You see, you don't have a time to watch it. Where is the bloody wind? Where it comes from is the wind. What they're saying is the wind. Yeah, I only look at backwards and I know that wind is from here, from here, from here, from here. Yeah, and you can start at the bastard. Yeah, you know that what you do for the dragging, for the example. I'm not dragging. I am not idiot yet. I will try maybe again, but it's not worth it. You need to change the take it off, that thing covered, that get prepared for the 500 meters. Big dragging. Go dragging on a Port Phillip Bay. That means we can drag over there, yeah? About 10 kilometers in a one go, and then we will see it. Yeah? When the weather is okay. You see, when I fly, once I was flying, the party lifted up the whole bloody boat on the one side. I got away from west, I think. Yeah, there was a from the west, and I lifted up the bloody boat on the side. Bang, like a bloody aeroplane. And the bang, lucky, no more. Because what is it? This boat, it's not stable. That's a Caribbean, yeah. I redesigned completely underneath. Redesigned that, how that look now, everything. But the Caribbean was interesting for the speedboats. Yeah. Didn't sponsor me. I spoke to them. And like you said, it's not more Caribbean. That they're preparing another letter in here because I missed it. It's the MS, Aussie S2. Some people don't know what is the Aussie S2. Oh, it's double meaning, but Aussie, I built it up by Glastron in my country. Yeah, that means I have a production of the Glastron 175 that I took the name to continue. That means Aussie S is my name, yeah, that means S. Not Blue Aussie, don't mix up with a Blue Aussie. I am only Aussie. Aussie S. For that, it's two, that's a second boat which I, you can say, this one I rebuilt it, then Glastrons I build it up, full production. Yeah. Quite few boats are in Ibiza, in Spain. Italy was ordered from Italy, Italianos, and quite few in Poland. And I closed the business and coming back to Australia. Didn't took my molds, that thing too bloody heavy. I have it up, finish it off with a lamination and they're getting cancer, yeah, from that. People know that, the laminators, they know that. Doesn't matter if you put the mask or not mask, oh gee. That means on the production on fiberglass, they don't know what is it. On the Sunday, about 10 years ago, yeah, took my guts out, not the guts, the stomach, that's it, because it was completely ruined. Fiberglass, everything, bloody fumes, yeah, in a lab, polyurethane, yeah, oh sugar, many things. That's happened. Yeah. But at least I am now skinny and I don't have a weight. That's very important. I took a weight off from here. On this time, like you see it, it's very light. The seats I put the seats in that, in case when I died, my wife will sell it, and I put the seat only in here. That's it. It's a nice seats in here, but for rising, I stop the wind to come in underneath that, underneath the bloody boat in here, because it's too much air and too much pressure. When you're running, that means I got a windshield, but the windshield covered up, but sometimes the wind getting and heating directly underneath the bloody deck in here, and they're getting underneath, stop you to maneuver properly the boat, you know, and you're losing speed anyhow. And that was my idea how to cover it. Then I said, all right, simple. Only 9 mil the play, marine play, put it back, put the strength in here, even when the wind will getting in here, will cutting off, you see, will cutting off, that means we'll go somewhere, no, not inside, yeah, not inside, and they will stop that. That's a very important. The people that don't have it, that sort of thing, even the rising, but you will see it. Put something, the measurements inside when you have an open deck in here. and the all wind when you're running will show you the wind in here and the wind in here, and it's constantly pushing the boat backwards, and actually it's very difficult to trim it. Not difficult, but you don't know, sometimes you go in with a trims up, you know, and they say, oh, sugar, maybe too much, come in measuring that thing. Yeah, when you cover up, that means the entry for the concentrate, the wind, to stop to concentrate the wind from the boat. You know, there is a hell of a wind. They can chop your head off, yeah? That means, but I put it in and they want to test it. All right, I put the 2 speakers in here. I have a bit noisy from the back, yeah? Nice. All right, that's enough for the service, and maybe when the weather is much better, I will go, and especially the wind on the Port Phillip Bay, I'm gonna test it, how they go this year. It's supposed to be faster. And this gearbox I will test it, and another one that means 201 is a sport gear too. Like you see it, I started painting the Mercury sport gear, painted, and now the old Mercury is coming in my color of the paint for the sport gear. But I got one secret in here which I don't passing through. Can bring any cameras. It's the one thing in here with the how I call the hydrodynamic. I gotta actually find out the hydrodynamic, pinched it from the Russian fight jet. That means everything there was a passing the bloody wind over there in an aeroplane, which they don't have too much pressure. You know, that means cut off. I said, oh shit. That means it's a, oh bless you, it's a aerodynamics, yeah, that did it. I said, why we don't put this bloody aerodynamics? I need a hydrodynamics, yeah, because I am on the water, they are in the air. Put the upside down, that I find out, and now I got it. It's my secret what I did. You need to watch the planes, pinch it from the top, put it upside down, and then you will have it. Yeah. It's the one tricky in here. That's what I said that I running the last season. That's few months ago. Yeah, that means in the last season I jumped to 7,200 revs, and still I have a bit of acceleration, yeah, on the probe. I said, oh shit, when I gonna blow it up, the bloody engine, yeah? No one give me any answer, even the Mercury people. That means we're talking about the professionals, Mercury from US, you know, and from a factory, yeah? People which don't know what I'm talking, you know, and they say, actually, no one knows. When I blow it up, I will tell you, all right? It's only one way to find it. It's a standard engine, I hope, yeah. Standard, yeah, that's right. For any racing, it's standard, yeah. And to me, it's standard. To them, I don't know. It's only what? Now 2.5, it's 2.4 baggers, because I remember from the club, when I was racing in a club, they said, no, you need to change the class because you have a 2.5 liter. I said, that it's bullshit. You don't know anything about the engines. That means community in the bloody Victorian Outboard Club, yeah? I said that it's 2.4. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I got, yeah? I done this engine, yeah? I rebuilt it. Bloody idiots. I said 2.4, but as I put only the sticker 2.5 in here, because it's not much different. Not much different, 2.4, 2.5. No, depends how is the setup of the bloody engine. But like you said, it's a very old engine. But everybody says, like new. Yeah, all right, if you look after, you will have like new. So, by what? Yeah. All right, that's enough. We will start the season. Now I only do the clean up the bolts inside that thing because I gotta steal the tools. I was mucking around in here with the gauges. This gauge, when I have accident because the windshield they break that when I was flying, and they must pass the weakest point. This gauge was cut off. I found it just now. I didn't know what's happened with this gauge. That means it's important revs, but I got another one. This one is digital and this one is analog. Analog I don't like it. It's with the arrows it's better. I can show you. It's my opinion. I even have another one which they go to 10,000 revs. Yeah, but what is it? The letters are too small, and when you're running, when you're racing, you need to have a big bloody numbers like this one, yeah, that I can see it. At least one gauge I can see it, because the rest gauges when you're racing you don't see it. Don't have a time. Especially even if the helmet, don't put the helmet, that you will see better. Yeah? But when you put the helmet, what you gonna see it? Yeah? Bloody big pen in here. Oh gee, anyhow, doesn't matter. We see what we can do this season, yeah? Racing independent, for fun. Thank you.